once a month called Unknown to Casuals. On these episodes, we talk about 3 fighters at a time that you may or may not have heard of. The number one purpose of telling you about these fighters is that they deserve your attention and you knowing their name because they're complete badasses and incredible boxers. But also number 2 is to help you, the consumer, out. If you're watching a boxing card, it's very helpful to know the names of other fighters that you'll see on the undercards, and especially if you're paying for a pay-per-view, you're going to want to be interested in more than simply the main event. So go back and just check out the catalog of Unknown to Casuals on this channel, and you will be helped out greatly as far as looking out for names on the undercard goes. The first fighter that we're going to talk about today is none other than Cecilia Braekhus, known as the First Lady of Boxing. She is 36-2. She is known as the First Lady of Boxing due to the fact that she was the first undisputed unified women's champion of the world, holding all WBA, WBC, IBF, and WBO belts simultaneously. And yeah, she had beaten Mia St. John when she was 47-12. She took the O of Michaela Lauren. She fought her again, won again. She's an absolute talent. She is 41 years of age. At her last 2 contests, unfortunately, she took her first loss, followed up by a back-to-back loss to leave her at that 36-2 record when she fought the up-and-comer Jessica McCaskill, who took those belts. But yeah, can't beat having her on this list. The First Lady of Boxing, the first unified, undisputed women's champion with all the belts. She is getting older now, as I said, 41-0. She is a Norwegian fighter, and she is a fantastic pioneer of boxing. And on top of that, even has a martial arts background as far as kickboxing goes. She is just a fantastic talent in the sport. And I mean, when we come up with Unknown to Casuals, it's kind of unreal that we can have an undisputed unified champion on here. But I think she fits the bill because unfortunately, you've probably still never heard of her. The next on our list is Natasha Jonas. Natasha Jonas is 12-2-1. She had a draw with Terry Harper when Terry Harper was 10-0. Terry Harper, by the way, is a pound-for-pound top 10 women's boxers. She is on that list on several different sites. And here's Natasha Jonas having a draw with her. Just kind of unbelievable stuff. She suffered a loss to Katie Taylor. But of course she did, because, you know, nobody can have belts when Katie Taylor's around, you know, unfortunately. So Natasha Jonas is 38 years of age, which is not young, despite her not having a long career, because she kind of started late here. But she is from Liverpool in the United Kingdom. Despite those losses at the elite level, her last few performances were very good. And you know, even the Katie Taylor fight, it was a spirited effort. It went the distance, and that's against, you know, arguably the greatest women's fighter that is an active boxer today. So and she went on, defeated a 15-0 Patricia Bergot. You know, she's just she's a true talent. She is deserving of being on this list, and she's a very nice girl, right? She's a very nice, sweet girl. Talks well spoken, and a good representative of women's boxing, because then she's also not afraid to get on the inside and fight a bit. You know, she can work on a little bit of boxing ability, but she definitely has all the heart and spirit needed for this sport. On top of being a seemingly good person, she's just a fantastic talent in the sport. And listen, before we go, these are kind of quick hitters here for you. But before we go, we're going to talk for a little bit longer about our last entry on this list, which is a personal favorite of mine. Even out of men boxers, I'd put her in my top 15 quite possibly. That as well as far as prospects go, men and women. Sinisa super bad Estrada. Sinisa super bad Estrada is not only super bad, right? Easy on the eyes there, but no, she really is just absolutely fantastic. She is 22-0. She has not tasted defeat. In her last 5 fights, she has taken the O of 3 fighters and taken their undefeated record. 3 fighters in her last 5 fights. That's including becoming a real world champion. Although before that, she has owned secondary belts in the sport. But, you know, little insider, if this is unknown to casuals, and we got some casuals watching, boxing heads don't really respect secondary belts. There's too many in the sport, but she has earned her first real world title. She's a very slick, high level boxer. Now, not super young as far as being, oh, look at this young prospect, but young enough, younger than the other girls on this list. She is just now turned 30 years of age. She is under Golden Boy promotion, so listen to me. If you're tuning into an Oscar de la Hoya card these days, just God bless you. But maybe you saw Virgil Ortiz Jr. in a main event. Sinisa Estrada will show up on undercards, and she will kind of win your heart over. So here's the deal. Sinisa Estrada is just... not to mention easy looking on the eyes. She's a very attractive woman. She fights with a real intention and has a very high output. And as you know, there are women, so they're in a lower weight kind of division. Even the men in lower weight divisions, they have a higher output, better cardio, so they can go longer and throw more punches. That's normal. But Sinisa Estrada really lets them go, and I think that's due to the fact that she is very aware of having only 2 minutes as opposed to 3. Knockouts are a little more rare solely because of that fact. And even besides losing a minute on every single round, women fighters will also lose an entire 2 rounds even on championship fights that are only 10 rounds. So, Sinisa's super bad Estrada. She likes to wear the cape. She's a character. She's good looking. She's well spoken. She is a great pioneer as well for women's boxing. She goes to a gym that Sergio Mora is a part of, who's a DAZN broadcaster, speaks very highly of her, commentated on the fight where she won the world title in may I say, in extraordinary fashion. You need to go check out some Sinisa Estrada fights, because the thing is boxing heads like myself may appreciate what she's doing with her feet, her defense, the exact technique and way she throws her punches, the way she puts her punches together in combinations, and her punch selection and whatnot, so on and so forth, right? We may appreciate that, but even a casual fan that's watching sometimes can't pick up on things like that with, like, let's say a Devin Haney or certain people that just manage distance very well and make it look easy. You got to know what you're looking at to appreciate. With Sinisa Estrada, she's a fan-friendly fighter for sure, because she really lets her hands go, but also you can just tell, even without looking at little nuances that she's doing in there, and little tweaks to the technique that she has, even without looking at her feet. You can just use your eyes and look at the screen and see how she is an incredible counter puncher. She can definitely crack as far as women go in her division. And she's just great. I also believe, I could be wrong here, I'm pretty sure that I saw a stat while looking up information for these fighters that she has 9 KOs, out of 22 wins and no losses. So that would be half, and that's in a place where I just mentioned, women's fighters don't even get a lot of KOs because they lose the minute on every single round, and they lose rounds on top of it. So the fights are almost literally half as short. It's almost half as short in the end. So that is why you don't see a big KO ratio, but a 50% KO ratio, or whatever it would be, 47% or something, is pretty damn impressive in women's boxing. And she is also so exciting to go check out because she's breaking through, fighting the whatever name. She's won her world title here, and now she's breaking through to where you're going to see her, taking on other champions. I mean, I say that, but I haven't looked at Oscar De La Hoya's, roster in a while. Maybe she bounces ship, or if she stays there, and there's some fighters I don't think about seeing. She is a talent to watch. You're going to want to see her next few fights because people will be pressing for her now to be fighting the stiffest competition that is available to her. And I believe that she is truly like a fantastic prospect in the sport, men or women. That is our episode for today. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed the fights. I hope you watched the Claressa Shields Savannah Marsh fight, being as we're doing a special on women's boxing today, and the co-main event of Alicia Baumgardner, Michaela Mayer. That's going to be a great fight as well. And the Claressa Shields, who is the quote greatest women of all time, is in a 50-50 fight with the odds man of Savannah Marshall, who, check out the fight picks from the future, but we might throw a Savannah Marshall pick on there. Who knows? Yeah, enjoy the fights. Please go check out these fighters, and please keep your eye out for the next Unknown to Casuals. I work long and hard on these episodes. I hope you appreciate these fighters as much as I do.